What if the breathtaking precision of the perfectly fitted polygonal blocks at Ollantaytambo, Sacsayhuaman, and Cusco, and the mechanical perfection of Pumapunku at Tiwanaku, where there are massive identical blocks that, although scattered, fitted together like parts of a giant machine, were not carved but cast, molded and shaped like soft clay, hardened through a forgotten science by a civilization that predates written history. To build the polygonal walls, they filled large tear-resistant fabric sacks, most likely made from leather or woven plant fibers, with freshly prepared geopolymer while it was still soft, viscous, and highly malleable. This process naturally produced the tight, irregular polygonal shapes seen in the finished walls. To control the outer shape of the wall, a rigid outer sheathing, most likely wooden planks, was installed against the sacks. The imprints of this sheathing are still visible in many places. Small incisions for drainage were made in the bags once the material reached a semi-set state. Once hardened, these outlets became the small protruding nubs found on many stones. After curing was complete, the sacks themselves either decayed naturally or were removed, leaving behind the hardened geopolymer blocks. This explains why knobs usually appear near the bottom of blocks, why some stones lack them entirely, and why identical knobs occur worldwide. They are not symbols or handles, but fingerprints of stone casting technology. Another possibility is that the blocks were individually poured into molds or against already cured blocks, and while still in a semi-wet plastic state, they were reshaped and pressed into their final positions. In this scenario, each new block was formed directly adjacent to earlier ones, allowing its surface to conform perfectly to the contours of its neighbors, achieving the seamless joints with minimal effort. This would explain why the interfaces between blocks often appear slightly curved rather than perfectly flat, as soft material naturally deforms under pressure. Small adjustments could be made during this phase, smoothing edges, sharpening corners, or correcting alignment before the material fully set. This process eliminates the need for repeated lifting and test fitting, which would be unavoidable if the blocks were carved from solid stone. There are numerous scientists who have tested these blocks under a microscope and concluded that they are geopolymer stones, suggesting that the builders did not fight rock but transformed it, shaping, molding, and casting it. Geopolymers are artificial stone materials created by mixing mineral powders rich in silica and alumina with alkaline solutions, producing a stone-like substance that hardens at low temperatures. Once set, geopolymers can match or exceed the strength of natural stone and are chemically stable for thousands of years. Crucially, while still wet, they can be poured into molds, shaped, and joined seamlessly. The precision of Inca polygonal masonry remains one of the most striking achievements of the ancient world because it appears to defy both gravity and conventional stoneworking logic.